Sunjin lay on his bed, worried about Minsu. He wondered if she was okay, if she was warm enough, and if she was stressed. He knew she hadn't taken any warm clothes with her. He wasn't worried about Wubin. He was quite aware of his feelings for Minsu, but he knew Wubin was his friend and wouldn't act on them or do anything to Minsu. The only thing he was truly worried about was Minsu's health. Making up his mind, he stood up, went to the closet, grabbed Minsu's jacket along with his own, and walked out. He drove through the snow, determined to go get her. He tried calling her, but her phone was off. He also tried calling Wubin, but his phone was off as well. As he drove, he came across a roadblock, and the police stopped him, telling him it was not safe to drive any further and that he should turn back. They explained that the weather would clear by tomorrow. Sunjin told them that his fiancée was stuck somewhere and that he had to go get her. They assured him that if she was safe wherever she was, there was no need for him to go, and that if she was in danger, they could always send an emergency team to get her. Defeated, Sunjin gave up and drove back, praying and hoping that Minsu was okay. Back at the yacht, Minsu sat on the couch, looking at her phone, which was off and charging. Wubin came along with a blanket and a bowl of soup. He handed her the blanket to cover herself if she was feeling cold, and told her that he had made some soup, as she might have caught a cold earlier. She thanked him as he handed her the soup. Wubin sat down, looking at her, feeling bad for asking her to meet, since now she was stressed and worried. Minsu looked at him and asked if he was okay. He stated that he was fine and just wanted the weather to clear, so she could go back to Sunjin, since she was worried. Minsu smiled and admitted that she missed him, and that it felt very weird spending the night away from him. Wubin looked at her, his heart breaking a little. He knew her mind was made up and there was no turning back. However, on the other hand, he was happy that at least his best friend had met someone who loved him wholeheartedly. He smiled and reassured her that she shouldn't worry, as she would be with him soon, and that after tomorrow, they would eventually start living as husband and wife. With that, he stood up and handed her a small red gift she had given him months ago. It was still unopened. Minsu looked at the gift and asked if he had bought it for her. Wubin told her that it was the gift she had given him and that he was returning it. Concerned, Minsu asked why he was returning it, reminding him that she had bought it for him as a token of appreciation as a friend. Wubin, looking at her, stated that it would be hard for him to let go if he continued to hold on to it. He told her that it was best if he didn't have anything attached to her so that it would be easier for him to forget and move on. Minsu stared at him, stunned, realizing that Wubin had just confessed his feelings for her. She thought about how Sunjin and her mother had been right all along. Not wanting to question him any further, she took the gift and told him that if letting it go would benefit him, then she would do that favor for him as a friend. Wubin smiled, told her he was going to bed, and mentioned that if she felt sleepy, he had prepared a room for her. Wishing her a good night, he walked away, leaving Minsu sitting there, lost in thought. She reflected on how Wubin was truly a gentleman. If it had been any other guy who had feelings for her, he might have used the opportunity of being stuck together in the snow to take advantage of her. Meanwhile, Wubin lay on his bed, his heart aching. He thought about how it was his first time truly loving someone. Yet it hadn't gone as he had anticipated. He hated himself for falling for someone who was already in love with another man. He wished it had been someone else, someone different, so that he could have experienced what it felt like to love and be loved in return. Holding his chest, he cried, then laughed a bit as he thought about how he was known as a tough guy who never cried easily, yet now he was crying over a girl. He was ready to let go. Spending the little time with Minsu had clarified things for him. He needed to forget about her because she never belonged to him in the first place.